about what I'm seeing in the market is really damn cool. In all seriousness, the last time I saw this and I had this urge, it worked out really well. So before we dive into things, I want to stress, before I mention anything, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. This is a guy in a suit with sunglasses cosplaying Neo, screaming profanity and cuckold jokes, talking about the market. You might want to use this for entertainment only. And I want to stress that the moves I'm going to talk about right now, if I'm wrong, have like a 70-80% downside. This is pretty risky. Okay, and like always, I'm going to focus on a little bit more conservative coins to start the video, and then I'm going to get into some dirty stuff. All right, I'm going to get into some stuff I'm not really proud of. This is not stuff you want in your internet history. You don't want your father who only invests in S&P 500 in gold checking this stuff. If you pass away or something like that, you will not get a funeral. So, anyways, let's begin. For the last year, here's the big crash that happened in May when Elon Musk started sharing his honest opinion on Bitcoin. That was terrible when that happened. Remember that? Not a good day. And here's the first run-up that happened, and where I really started buying at about right here. Now, as I've talked about, I don't buy Bitcoin, okay? I'm not a Bitcoin buyer. I'm not a Bitcoin bubba. What I do is I watch Bitcoin, because I can't call it for sure, and I watch what Bitcoin is doing, and then I buy the coins I'm very interested in based on this right here. Because what happens is the coins that I look at usually trail Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin makes this big move, when it made this big move right here, most of the coins I bought hadn't made their big move yet because they trail and wait on Bitcoin. So what I've been doing this entire time is waiting for another one of these moves. Now, what we're looking at right now, to me, looks like one of these moves. Went up and it's dipping down right here, and then I think it's going to do exactly what it did right here again. This is reminding me a lot of this. Just like this dump right here remind me a lot of this dump right here. This one reminded me a whole lot of this one right here. Okay, what right here, risk reward, not great. Right here, risk reward, not great. Bitcoin doing this right here, okay. We mess up this trade, we mess up what we're about to do right now. We could lose 50%, we could lose 70%. More realistically, if we bail out early and this reverses, this trend reverses right here, we'll lose a good 20-25%. But now also, guys, what I want to do is also give you the exit plan on this move before we get into it. So obviously I started buying right about here on this move right here, and I'm expecting something similar to this. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, it could go either way, but the risk to reward is just too good in my opinion. That also being said, what do we do here if this doesn't happen? Of course, we have war coming up. We have potential war. I don't think we're doing it, but you never know. And we also have rates potentially coming in March, which I think are already priced in. That being said, if this goes down below 36, I'm going to start pulling out of my positions, and I'm just going to go back to waiting. And if it goes down to 36, my positions will probably take about a 20% loss, which I'm fine with because I'm not investing the farm. I'm microcap trading, investing small amounts looking for very large gains. We could lose everything. I want to stress that. However, on the flip side, we could also see a lot of 20, 50x's and crazy things happen just like we did last time in the coins I'm going to talk about. So yes, for everybody in the comment section, I am saying it could go up, it could go down. What I'm doing is balancing out the risk to reward here. So what does this particularly mean? Again, I want to show you this. If we go and look at the move that's happening right here, look at the date right here, 7:30. All right, this is when it made its big leg up like it's starting to do right now. We then go look at the coins that I really like to invest in, which is the gaming coins and NFT-based coins that I think are going to rule this absolute bear, that I think are going to rule this bull market. If we go look at these dates right here, look at this right here. All right, this is CeFi, one of my favorite ones to invest in. And guys, I want to stress before we talk about this, a lot of things I'm going to talk about I am invested in, or I might even be an advisor for. For example, I'm an advisor to CeFi. Being completely transparent with you, when I really like a brand or a coin, I reach out to the founders and see if there's ways that I can help mentor the project, and also see if there's ways I can invest in the project. I'm going to talk about projects I'm investing in. I'm going to talk about projects I'm not invested in. But of course, if I like something, I'm probably going to invest in it. Full transparency with you. And I have to stress when I talk about these projects, what I really want you to do in these videos is do not buy the coins I talk about. Instead, use my thought processes and maybe my microcap trading video that's on this channel, just took in Alex Becker's microcap trading guide. Use the thought process and how I'm looking at things right now to find your own coins. Anyways, if we look at the dates right here, 8/13, 8/16 right here. If you look at most of the uptrends that happen in gaming, okay, they all started to bounce around this time right here, okay, right after the Bitcoin rise up started. Okay, so I think this is going to happen again, because if we go and look at a lot of these coins, for example, we go look at a middle-sized coin that's related to this. You can see that Remark, for example, one that I'm really interested in, really hasn't started its rise up yet. Okay, it really hasn't started moving yet. If we go look at, for example, like Super right here, it's really, you're going to see the coins starting to move, but they really haven't made their big explosive moves yet. And where I made my killing last time, again, I'm not suggesting you buy this right now, I'm showing you example, is I waited and looked at coins kind of around Definia. Is I look for coins like Definia, for example. All right, so for example, when I bought D-Race and made a really good trade on D-Race or Altura, what I look for is coins that were going very, very, very low. And you can see Definia hasn't really started moving yet. And so if we go and look at, for example, one coin that I had a lot of success in last run-up when I was doing this, D-Race, which I think is going to do well here in the future. You can see when we actually called D-Race, we called it right around here. This is when we all started buying it. This is when I started talking about it on Twitter or whatnot. So we were able to get in right here. And then, pow. Okay, so that's what I was looking for right there. All you got to do is just stay out of the cosmic dump that Cardano's been taking on its holders' faces for months now. They are covered. It's like they're the Blue Man Group, except they're covered in feces and dumping and fecal matter that's been raining on them for almost 6 months now. Because look, if you're just getting into this, I gotta tell you, this is exactly what Cardano's plan was the entire time. What they like to do is watch in the corner as everybody else makes money and occasionally get pooed on. They're really weird people, and I don't understand them. And it's weird, I don't get it, but if like that's your thing, like you like being forced to wear a mask in the house because your girlfriend's boyfriend tells you to, you like being told you can't eat the ham out of the fridge or use the internet past 9 p.m. If you don't enjoy sleeping in the treehouse that you made for your kids that won't even talk to you anymore because you lost all their college funds, Cardano's just really not really the thing for you. And I just wanted to point this out right now because unless you're into that sick, weird crap, I'm not. Are you? I enjoy eating as much ham as I want. Maybe just stay away from Cardano. That's just the one thing you shouldn't do. But there's this very powerful narrative coming forward that is going to trigger what I think is a nuclear dot-com boom if we do see what we're going to see here. And that is the metaverse narrative. Every corporation, every big fund, every major investor is either making or setting aside metaverse investment funds. They are teetering or pivoting their entire company to get into the metaverse. Heck, McDonald's is making metaverse restaurants. This is the narrative. Whether the metaverse is going to happen or not in this phase, and it's going to see mass adoption, we're all going to start living in VR and walking around as bored apes, that's up for debate. But what I think is not in debate is the amount of FOMO and craziness we're going to see out of people. That is the narrative that is going to take over 2022. And so the best thing you can do is ride the coattails of this thing. So knowing that, what I'm going to do is watching Bitcoin right now, seeing this shape up, I'm going to start getting back into the market to catch on to this narrative because the coins that are going to benefit most from this really haven't started moving yet. I think is going to really benefit a lot this year, if we're talking about big conservative coins, is Solana, because I think that's where a lot of video games are being built at. In fact, they are. Okay, and I think it's going to be one of the leading game changes. And then I also think Polygon. I think Polygon is going to be an absolute game changer when it comes to gaming and metaverse, because if you've used Ethereum, if you don't know how to use Ethereum, you've never used Ethereum before, please don't buy microcaps. Maybe just hang out in Coinbase in the kiddie pool and, you know, maybe act edgy like you're buying Bitcoin. Don't be doing the stuff we're about to talk in this video if you've never used Ethereum. But if you have used Ethereum, it's an absolute nightmare because of the transaction fees. It won't work for gaming, but Polygon makes that work. Solana makes that work. And so I think those are some really strong contenders if I'm buying big major cap coins. Portfolio, what I would be investing in based on narratives that I see going forward is Solana, Luna, Polygon, Phantom, and if I want to sprinkle in some glitz and glamour and I just can't settle on 4 coins because I have to have a portfolio of tons of coins, I'd throw in FTX and Cosmos. That's the safer portfolio I have. Again, that Cosmo pick, I'm sensing some vibes, some Yoda-like vibes coming from. We're just going to invest in Cosmos because why the But seriously, that's what I'm thinking as far as conservative coins go.